Alright guys, this is Sawyer, and we're going to basically go over real quick Season 6 of Arrow. Right now, at the time of recording, we're up to Episode 12, so this is basically going to be kind of a summary of the season and what I think about the season. And, basically try to start some discussions and whatnot. So, sorry, excuse me. So Season 5 of Arrow was really good. It really kind of raised the bar and made people really start to like Arrow again, made some people that might have given up on it come back to it. Season 6 has been steady. It hasn't been I don't think it's been quite the same level as Season 5. Mostly just because it doesn't have a villain that's quite as interesting as Prometheus. But it has still been a very, very consistent season. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of reviews and stuff where people will say that the Arrows this season's been missing plot twists and really cool surprises. And while I agree with that, I don't think it needs it. I'd rather have a whole season of just really solid, consistent episodes that are really decent than have a bunch of subpar episodes with a few really crazy plot twists sprinkled in through the season. I don't really like that. I mean, Flash does that most of the time, and it's like whatever. But yeah, this season's been really solid for the most part. I love the action sequences. They've been really good, gritty fights. The camera work's been awesome. I really like the idea that we're fighting a more intelligent villain. That's they cannot match Oliver physically, but he can match Oliver mentally by a lot. And I enjoy that. And I enjoy that he has his own team of villains. They're all villains that were introduced earlier in the show, which I love. They're all villains they've either been around for a while or they were introduced earlier in this season as a subplot or as in a filler episode. So it kind of makes some of those filler episodes feel like they're actually part of the overarching story, which is really cool. And I also like that we get this team of villains right at the same time that our team is being divided into two teams. Even though I really don't care about the whole division thing, I think Mr. Terrific and Dynan and Walladall are just they're all in the wrong, and I think they're all just not very. They're annoying characters, honestly. Which is sad because Wild Dog and Mr. Terrific are characters I really like in the comic books, but I just do not like their portrayal in the show. So in this last episode, episode 12, Vigilante was, spoiler alert, Vigilante has been killed, which is saddening because I liked him. I liked him when he first got introduced in season 5, and I've been liking him more and more as they've been kind of developing him more and more. And yeah, so there's a possibility he still might be alive because we didn't really see them bury him or anything, but I really doubt it. If he's actually gonna go out for real, that would be the way they did it would be a good send off because it was very emotional. If he just came back the next episode, or if he came back a couple episodes later, it would kind of lose a lot of its emotional weight. Black Canary would lose a lot of her guilt streak and revenge would not feel the same. So yeah, so I'm a little disappointed that Vigilante is dead, but overall I'm looking forward to the show. I do like the little plot twist they developed recently that Caden James blames Oliver for his son's death, even though his son wasn't killed by Oliver. And it was something the video is some kind of fabricated Photoshop stuff. And I'm interested to see who's doing that. And they've speculated that whoever it is must be within his organization. So I'm assuming this is my guess is that it's actually what's his name? Well, let me talk about this real quick. I read a review where I watched a review where somebody was saying their theory was that it was Evelyn Sharp, which I do not think that's going to be what it is. I do like that theory. It's very far out there, but I highly doubt they'll ever do that because I'm pretty sure she's just dead. I don't think they really care enough about her as a character to really try to even acknowledge that she's dead. She's just dead. But personally, I think it is. I think it's Richard Dragon. Honestly, I feel like that's the most logical answer. It could also be Anatoly. Anatoly could definitely be the person, but I feel like Richard Dragon's a little bit more likely because Richard is because he's been kind of he's been the second big bad. They made a big deal about him in the casting in the beginning of the season, which makes me feel like he's going to have a pretty big part in the story. And as of right now, he doesn't really have a big part in the story. So what better way to kind of bring him up into the spotlight than to have him basically trying to unravel Caden James and knock him off his high horse. And wouldn't that be a cool kind of twist to have Richard trying to take over the organization and take out Caden James, or at least get Caden James to take Oliver out and then take over? It would be really cool. And and in the comic books, Richard Dragon is more of a kind of like he's not like a dumb brute. I'm not saying they've done that in the show. Like in the show they've done a good job to show that he is pretty competent. So I could definitely see it being him. Now I could also, like I said, I could also see it being Antoni, because Antoni might want some kind of revenge over Oliver. This might be some really crazy plan. He has the resources. I mean, with the Russian with his contacts in Russia and everything, he could probably get somebody to make that video or whatever. So could Richard. So it's whatever. It's between those two, but I feel like it's probably more Richard. So yeah, that was interesting. Overall, the show has just been really solid for me. I've really been enjoying it. I didn't really, like a lot of people really hated season 4 and 3. I don't really hate them. I think they're definitely the weaker seasons, but I don't hate them. I think the show has always been enjoyable to a certain extent, and now it's just more enjoyable. So, really looking forward to see where they go with this show. And like I don't know where it's going to go, and I'm interested to see. Like, I don't know if like Laurel's going to be able to redeem herself. I don't think she is, because I don't know. I feel like she's kind of past that at this point. Even if she does, she'll probably die. It'll be that classic, sacrificing yourself kind of thing. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the show. Let me know what your guys' thoughts and ideas are about this season. Let me know if you think the season's bad, if it's good, if there's certain characters you don't like, or whatever. Just let me know. Thank you guys. See you guys later.